The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Oh, I'm muted. What's up? What's up, guys? AW Air Water. What's up? A beautiful Wednesday afternoon, 2 o'clock stream. Try to get this off today. Because the yesterday's stream was bad. Whatever. But yeah, we're going to try to get this off today. Well, actually, the Star Wars stream was fun last night. But this is not a Star Wars stream. Hope you're all enjoying your Tuesday. I hope for my American friends, hope you, tomorrow obviously is Independence Day. My American viewers, please, alright. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, please. My X account's down there. Okay, we're gonna be talking some more Superman stuff. And where's my phone? My phone? Here's my phone. Got my phone out. Okay. I got my phone out, guys. I want to see how my X account is doing. My TikTok account, actually. Okay. And I gotta check something else real quick. But yeah, so we finally got some set pics of JLI, Justice League International. Okay. More set pics from James Gunn's Superman. More set pics have been revealed today. Okay? Revealed. I want to do something else. Just a little bit of something, okay? Why were the new god? Why were the new gods? Why are they establishing so much? Too much. They're establishing. I'm just reading it from a friend. If that's true, they're establishing too much. Too much of the universe. They're fast forwarding way too much. Build stuff up, man. You gotta build stuff up. You're fast forwarding way too much, man. The general audience is. You can't do that to the general audience. I just gotta check something. Okay. That's wrong. Okay. All right. That makes more sense. All right. Oh man. I'm in the chat, guys. Come in the chat if you want. Okay. So yeah, all right, man. All right. I'm kind of laughing at something right now, actually. But yeah. So okay, let's get to it, guys. This is my avatar picture. This is from the Superman set. Obviously, you see the dog, Superman. All right, so let's go. Let's take a look. Of Okay, we'll take a look at Hawkgirl first. Here is Hawkgirl, Isabel Merced, and yeah, this is not the classic Hawkgirl look. If you're most people are used to Hawkgirl showing the rings and stuff like that. She has a kind of the helmet. This is pre like this is she has a jacket kind of like Mr. Terrific. This is pre Hawkgirl. I mean, this is Hawkgirl, but it's like pre Hawkgirl we're used to. Okay. Okay. Obviously, you don't see the rings because that's gonna be CGI. The rings are gonna be CGI, of course, right? Um, they're not gonna be visible. They're not gonna have visible rings. Um, but this is Hawkgirl's played by Isabel Merced. Most recently in Madame Reb. Madame Reb movie. The pretty bad Madame Reb. And she's gonna be also in the upcoming season 2. She's joining the Last of Us franchise. So you'll see her in the next season of Last of Us. Okay? Yeah. And this is her. You can she has a mace. Let me get rid of that mace. The banner, so you can see the mace. You can see the mace. That's the that's what they use, right? That's they don't use swords, stuff like that. That's what the Thangarian species use. It's a mace. You see the mace there, right? This the ball and the spikes. That's what they down there. Okay, and she's kind of wearing she is kind of wearing a costume. It's a jacket, like Mr. Terrific has a jacket. It's very Thangarian cutter like, because Thangarian armor culture is kind of gold, white, and black, right? So it does match the Thangarian colors. So I assume I assume this version of Hawkgirl really knows that the reincarnation really knows she's Thangarian. She's Thangarian reincarnated. Okay? You're blinded. So I also would think if she does die, no, I'm being very preemptive. Okay? It's possible she does die and then reincarnated reincarnated into different girl, the one more related to John Carter. Is it John Carter? Aldous Hodges character, kind of, relation to that, reincarnated to that character, and that character that one may have to understand understand the Thagarian, understand and real, yeah, kind of, yeah, understand where she maybe with John Carter's help to realize why she is like what you know uh not this girl, not this one, not this one. This one's already knows she's like Thangarian. She's reincarnated of some species from the Thangarian Empire, whatever they call it. If they duck her out in the reincarnation one, there has to be a journey where she rediscovers why she's a reincarnated version of whatever. Okay, lower tech corporate uniforms. Yeah, that's what they are. Um, okay. My only problem is with this. She, the thing is, yes, the jacket makes her look bigger, but the Kendra Saunders, yeah, that's the first one. Sharia Hall is the one we're used to with Carter, I think. Sharia Hall, John Carter, Hawkman, Hawkman's Carter, Carter Hall, not John Carter. Whoa. Hmm. Kendra. My only problem with this now, obviously, most women are not. They're not. I'm gonna be careful, but I think she's. I think she. I think the actress. I think the actress is too small. Okay, too small. It's kind of small. Now the jacket makes her look big, obviously bigger, and kind of the pants does too. But I think, I think she's kind of too small, and I just don't have. Now I could be wrong, but I just don't have the belief that she can hit somebody so powerful with that mace because of the strength of this actress. Okay, With a sword, it's different because like a sword is sharp. A mace, you have to hit. You have to be very. You have to hit very hard. You can't hit somebody lightly with a mace, right? You have to put all your strength with with uh with a mace. And I just don't believe like it looks like I just don't believe that with this actress she has that kind of strength to do it. Okay, she's clearly that's okay. Like I I I hope she put on some muscle, a little bit muscle, more lean muscle. You know, uh, I'll be right back. No, I actually do have my headset here. Where is my headset? In stature, but that's a thing. That's a thing, though. Like, it's not believable because Degrassi, man, you know that she's a Thangurian warrior, right? She's a reincarnated version of a Thangurian warrior, right? And they gotta look warrior-like. Now, obviously, in cartoon shows and comic books, they over exaggerate women and men, obviously, in terms of muscle mass, stuff like that, all that, of the body shapes. Like it's unattainable in real life most of the time. Um, you see, I know some people are gonna criticize like Wonder Woman, right? Yeah. In terms of Wonder Woman, yeah, you can say Gal Gadot was not exactly muscle like a Wonder Woman, right? Um, she wasn't, but she had a sword and she was kind of lean. And Gal Gadot has training in combat though, actual training. And then yeah, and you could go with the other in the Marvel. Scarlett Johansson was lean. Scarlett Johansson's character was not a race of warriors like the Amazons or like the Thangarian warriors, right? She's just human, and Black Widow wasn't that all like Black Widow wasn't perceived as overly muscled, right? Like and then obviously Wanda doesn't do combat fighting like that. I could right. Um, Blind, come here, okay. Uh, and you can see Guy Gardner's butt there. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, you can, there's Guy Gardner there. That's clearly Guy Gardner there, but we're not. That's not the picture we're going to use. But you can see the lantern emblem, there. Uh, yeah, definitely. Uh, you see you see her emblem too. Okay, so all right. Of course not. I hope not. I just, I just, I just seen the same actress in Madame Reb, and I'm like, this girl is gonna be able to hurt. This girl is able. This girl is gonna be able to hit hard with a mace. I'm like, I don't know, man. This like, is it believable, right? And I do have the counterpoint where Superman doesn't need to be overly jacked because Supergirl has super strength and she's not jacked, right? She's not jacked either, Supergirl, right? She's not jacked at all. So, and I like that's what I to my point with Superman. I'm like, he doesn't need to be overly jacked, okay? And he'll join. Um, so you did the guy Gardner there a bit from his behind, okay? Um, Okay. Where is it? Okay. Here's Guy Gardner. Now they're purposely making him look like a fool. Okay. This is on purpose. Okay. Nathan Fillion is gonna play a jerk. Okay. And Nathan Fillion, yeah, he can be funny, but he's played jerks before. Okay. He's clearly playing a jerk here because Guy Gardner, we all know, is an asshole, right? And he's also wearing a jacket because of obviously is the team. It's a team thing. He's wearing white, a little bit of green, and some where people saying, "Oh, why is he not in the Green Lantern costume?" Because the ring, when he activates the ring, that's the one to activate the Green Lantern costume. Okay. Why is Neil Gaiman getting canceled? Oh, sexual assault. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, I just saw this now. Thank you. And yeah, man, I just saw this now. Thank you for reminding me. Oh yeah. So let me just read this out, Neil Gaiman. We'll get back to Superman. Neil Gaiman has been accused of sexual assault by two different women. One allegation is by a former nanny accusing him of sexual assault, and the other allegation is from an 8-year-old fan accusing him of rough and painful sex that she never wanted nor enjoyed. Gaiman has denied the allegation, insisting that it was all consensual sex. Celebrities. Oh, okay. Less than I thought. Okay. Guys, celebrities, don't fuck your fans, please. Advice to any celebrity. I don't care how hot a fan is, okay? Do not fucking sleep with your fans, okay? Especially especially male celebrities, okay? Never sleep with a female fan, okay? Never. Because obviously here more in the male side of things, Deadpool. Well, they were wrong. And Neil Game and X X has 180. Yeah, man, that's. But I'm gonna get back to this. Guy Gardner, man, Guy Gardner. All right, look at the hair. That's clearly what Guy Gardner looks with the hair, the red hair, the noxious jackass attitude that I guarantee most of the team can't stand, and Superman won't be able to stand. And if Batman was there, he'd probably knock him out, just punch him. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised either. It just happens a day after, just a day after season two announces new casting for the Sandman. Like, I'm reading some of the stuff Neil Gaiman. Okay, back to Gardner. Okay, this is this is gonna be our first introduction to a lantern in DCU, right? Before the lanterns, right? Okay. Yeah, you're right, man. They said over 200 million, 200 to like 260 or something like that in the previous analysis. I'm surprised I'm surprised whatever. So this is him with Superman, right? Talking to Superman right here, probably being an asshole. You see the emblem in the middle too? And you see the belt, the lantern belt over here. Okay. And you see the kind of the lantern when you use the lantern belt because you see the lantern kind of like a shaped lantern as the part on the belt buckle. Yeah, Lord Tech, yeah. And and that's Nathan Fillion. Now, what do we see here? Now, you see this guy on the left, okay, in the blue, right? Looking up. Okay? Now, what's so interesting about this guy, the guy in the blue? I think that's metamorpho. That's metamorpho. That's metamorpho because they're not gonna have the actor. They're not gonna do all that stiff shot. They're not gonna do all that makeup, all the prosthetics, or whatever they need to make him look metamorpho. So I think that's metamorpho because this is the Justice League International scene. So you got Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho should be. It's always gonna be part of that team. So I think that that's probably Metamorpho outside. Okay. Another. Okay. Yeah, that's Super Buddies. Um. Now you see. Now this is the same scene from the picture I just showed you. The past picture I just showed you, Geiger, and that was up close, and closer up. It was more of a zoom in picture because you can see the man down below, the cameraman, and Superman talking and with Guy Gardner, but he's looking up, right? So he's looking up, and you see obviously Hawk Girl and Mister Terrific being hung by ropes, right? Ropes. So that means they're flying in the air. Hawk Girl obviously with rings, um, imaginary rings because you don't have real rings, and that's obviously like some sort of jetpack, Lord Tech jetpack. And here's my buddy, the biggest Star Wars fans there is, Lighter Braille.
Mm-mm. Well, what's up?
What's up? What's up, man? How are you, man?
I
How
still
you
didn't
doing?
watch the episode, by the way.
Oh,
I still didn't watch the episode yet. I'm
Degrassi.
debating on whether watching it tomorrow so that I can watch it with the boys. I'm not sure.
Degrassi has an interesting theory. Who that's the Sith's former master was. He thinks the green alien Jedi, Finestra.
Oh, yeah, that character. Ah, I don't know about that one. I feel like that character is just. Are they? I mean, isn't it the showrunner's wife?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. That's that actress is her wife. But
Okay, can we? Okay, I know some of the stuff is already established in the DCU. Can we establish? Are they gonna establish too much stuff and have no story at all? Like Orion, already we
yeah,
got the new
what's
gods. You have Darkseid already. Come like blind.
well everything. I think well the point of this universe is we could just assume everybody exists unless otherwise stated, or you know what I mean, like unless there's like evidence for it, right? But yeah, I don't.
It's true. It's true. Degrassi,
I
yeah.
think I really think because we talked about this yesterday. I really think there's something going on with Soul. But you know that's a discussion that we had yesterday.
Degrassi, I sent you a link, buddy. It's a
Um,
big bar, obviously name drop. So it means just just name drop Darkseid, please. Just name up Darkseid already. Darkseid must have been
I
known.
feel like that's enough. You don't really need Darkseid.
Don't name drop so many people. I mean, build people up. I mean, there's one thing about Marvel that we'll give credit for in the first few stages. They're building up characters to get the people. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
but this
but
is. I think this is different. I think
I
it's
know it's.
okay for it to be different.
I don't. It's. But is it okay for the general audience? Because the general audience likes to feel with the characters from the beginning, so like how they became to
Yeah,
be. That's the problem. I mean, like there's certain characters, obviously Batman, Superman, maybe Wonder Woman, Aquaman, stuff. But these lower tier characters, if you want to build them up, if James Gunn wants to build them up to be bigger tier, we gotta do. We gotta make them. We gotta and have their own solo stuff. You gotta have a like. You gotta have built. You just can't have them exist already. You know. You just
right.
gotta.
Well, I hope this movie doesn't
I'm. It's
have
not
the
about the
same
bigger.
problem that Black Adam had, where they introduce all these characters
Oh, it's
that look really
Degrassi.
cool, but they don't do anything really.
So Degrassi
Um,
is that guy in the blue Metamorpho? That's Metamorpho, right?
Uh, I mean, I would assume it is, but I mean, it could really be. It could be anyone, to be completely honest. But I mean, I would. Everything I know would lead me to believe that yes, that would be the Anthony Kerrigan stand-in.
right.
Yeah, because it's Justice
But
League International.
well, no, not really. No, it's. You need to read formerly known as the Justice League, and I can't believe it's not the Justice League, and then you'll get an idea of what's going on here. It's a corporate super team. They've got corporate sponsors, and
Oh yeah, and the Justice League, and yes, and the Justice
they
League, the one we're used to, they don't like sponsorship. Like Batman is like.
yeah. I mean, it's like anything now. Just anything goes. Nobody should really be expecting anything
Yeah, I know.
because
Right.
Superman
you
Five
embrace
did
you expect you wow, I forget how the turn of phrase goes,
Oh,
but I'm trying to think of it. But yeah, no, you embrace the unexpected with this,
okay.
and especially with Fantastic Four. Um,
Which we
the
talked
kind of
about.
both kind of going to be unlike anything we've ever seen in a manner of speaking.
Hmm.
They are, but they're not, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just like I said. That's clear. Like whether it's Lord Tech looks real clean and white and kind of antiseptic and apple like almost. You know.
Well, Lord Tech is in the comics was the founder of the JLI. He kind of.
Well, Maxwell Lord in the United Nations, yeah. But again, this isn't necessarily what that's based on.
Well,
it's based on later. It's based on later.
Yeah,
it's kind of based on later runs.
Well, we know. I mean, if James Gunn is a comic book historian, he knows that eventually he'll turn Maxwell Lord into an actual villain. Like,
well, I mean, we don't know that he isn't an actual villain.
That's true.
I mean, he always somehow.
Well,
I don't know if he like. There's a lot of people, especially people that were involved with the creation of Maxwell Lord, who thought that the character was done dirty by later writers, right?
Yeah.
And we might not ever see that. Even if they get that far into telling the story of the DC universe and in this self-contained thing, we might not ever see that.
If they want to go where metahumans are bad, Master Lord's is your guy.
Well, the whole deal with this is that Superman's been around for 2 or 3 years at this point. Yeah. He's and they're trying to I guess his style is old hat at this point, because multiple superhero teams throughout the decades have tried to do good and haven't been able to, because they're hamstrung by their ability to do what the other side they won't do what the other side does, And the newer generation of heroes, so to speak, let's say people like Guy Gardner and the second generation, because when Legacy was in the title, it was in the title for a reason, right? Yeah. So the deal is that newer, younger heroes, they're not necessarily bound by the same morals and the same moral structure that Superman and the previous.
Is Guy Gardner going to be young? Because they wouldn't cast Nathan Fillion to be young.
But no, what I mean is, like, he's not the first Green Lantern.
Okay, yeah, obviously.
Right? Yeah, so when I say legacy, Guy Gardner's a legacy character. I know it's hard for people to believe now because he's been around for 40 years, but he wasn't always around. And so he may well be a veteran Green Lantern when we're looking at him here, right? And an extremely well-known and incredibly disliked quantity within the superheroing community.
Yeah, they don't like him. He's a jerk. Yeah, he's an asshole.
So, but I mean, you can't. The whole throwing the kitchen sink at Superman in this movie isn't to dilute him in any way. It's to highlight him and to juxtapose him against. He's part of a world that really doesn't exist anymore, right? And I think a lot whatever side people fall on, a lot of people feel that way. So I think, again, however you feel about things outside of a stupid fucking superhero movie, it's going to speak to a lot of people. I'm not saying it's heavy-handed or preachy in any way, but it's got a certain universality to it that I think is going to say a lot. A newer, so Guy Gardner's not necessarily a newer hero, but he's part of this, system that will, quite literally do anything, I guess, for clout and clicks and eyes and cameras. Yeah, I mean, they won't hesitate to kill and live stream it. No, but is he though? Is he a Green Lantern? Well, or is he just using Lord Tech to make it look like he's a Green Lantern? Is he unofficially sanctioned by the Guardians of the Universe Green Lantern, or is he just a fucking TV fake Green Lantern for the cameras and for Max Lord's corporation? There's a lot going on in this movie, and it's not too much. It's just
Guy Gardner's a jerk. Guy Gardner's a jerk and asshole, but he's not a fake. He's actually a good guy, like in the comics. We know he'll do the right thing. He is a good.
Eventually, yeah. I mean, but he's going to take he's going to have to take a punch in the face.
Yeah, he's not someone who's going to go villain. Like, he's not a villain. He's just an asshole.
And I know that I understand that her wings will be probably added in later, but maybe she doesn't have wings. Maybe she's using some kind of fake Lord Tech thing to fly. Like he's using that. Is clearly what Terrific is in is 100% Orion's astro harness, right? Now whether it's just
the new gods are right away. Why?
Because we're stepping into it. Why we didn't have to know Darth Vader right away.
That's true.
We didn't have to know. We didn't have to know Gandalf right away, or Frodo, or Bilbo, or You've got, see, Aaron, not to be a dick, but that's Marvel brain rot, is what that is. Like, why don't we have a dozen origin stories to explain all of this stuff to us
I'm
before we
thinking for the
get to?
general audience, that's the problem.
And it's for the general audience. The general audience is going to go see a Superman movie, and as long as Superman is in that movie, that's all that really matters. Everything else is just window dressing.
Maybe.
But to nerds like you and me and blinded, everything is a fucking Easter egg, and it's going to work both ways. You know.
The thing is, if you say in this movie they introduce some characters, what if those characters really catch on with the audience and the audience is well, you know what, we want to see a spin-off movie. And they're gonna have to
that's kind of the whole point. That's kind of the whole entire point of it.
With Aquaman,
that Mr. Terrific's origin is kind of dark and heady and deep and tragic and stuff.
The thing with
if he catches on and people love Mr. Terrific, you don't think that we'll get a Mr. Terrific movie or a Mr. Terrific TV show or a Mr. Terrific cartoon?
But like when they did Aquaman, right? They kind of did a brief little origin from the beginning, and then they established how he became the half brother of Horn, and then like take over the Atlantis' throne. You gotta do something like that with some of these supporting characters. You gotta like get more people invested in interest, because maybe they may not go deep, because this is pretty a Superman movie, and the movie should be pretty on Superman, right? But the other characters get their own stuff.
But like when you have, this is going to be like even Snyder's stuff didn't even touch like the juxtaposition between Superman and the other heroes. Because there wasn't enough time, because we had to sit through everybody's fucking origin.
Because the Snyder versions, he did not do the Snyder what Snyder tried to do. He did not do a good job of. The heroes they were not known. Batman did not know there was people with powers until he got to file on the disc from Lex Luthor.
Well, everybody in this one, we're literally walking into a world that lived in universe. Exists.
Batman,
it's a lived-in universe, and everybody's origin. Everybody's origin has already happened, except for the engineer, kinda, and there's some characters who kind of certain characters, that kind of get their origin.
They say with Nightwing, right? We have to connect with Nightwing. How we have people fall in love with Dick Grayson if he's Nightwing in this universe. You gotta do something like that. Okay, like if he gets his own solo, or if he's right.
How do people at what point? But how do you make Dick Gray? How do you make an audience fall in love with any character at any point in that character's life?
I don't think you don't need to have several movies or shows to make them.
Movie. You gotta make why he became Robin and Dick Grayson. What he make you gotta show his relationship with Bruce Wayne. You can't just explain it. You gotta show some flashbacks, like in the Batman animated show.
I don't even think. To be honest, I mean, flashbacks is not really a good tool in my opinion.
It's not like there. I mean, it's not like there won't be. I'm sure somebody will be utilizing them at some point. I'm fairly certain that the opening credits of.
I think the approach here is more
origin montage, an opening credit montage of.
Yeah, the approach here I think is better. I mean, if the character works, then that character continues, and then you will see more about them. But we don't need a build-up for a character nobody likes, right?
Yeah, nobody likes, but if the character falls in love, I mean, obviously, if the character doesn't catch on, there's no point. But if the character does catch on, we need more from the character. We want to understand why they became this way from the beginning, right? Maybe in an old solo movie, obviously, you don't necessarily go delve in the past, but we got like Aquaman, like that's perfect.
I mean, that's precisely a premise or an idea that this entire movie was built around, that they kitchen sink it, and they like I said from the very beginning, it's like Star Wars or Middle Earth or any kind of fictional world that you walk into that is already fully developed. You haven't seen that full development yet, and you won't. They're going to give you what you need, right? And that is coupled with what the talent behind these projects wants to show you. And then also, we cannot, for this is the one thing I don't think anybody, this is merely a plan that has existed for, when was George Miller? When was the what 2012? When was George Miller going to do Justice League? 2000.
Oh, that's during the first
2010,
8,
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
the
so
strike.
yeah, and the strike killed that. So
That was supposed to be a
whatever.
Sam
This is
Walton
basically
character.
whatever Walter Hamada's plan was being executed. I
Yeah.
can't say it enough. This is the plan that Warner Brothers Pictures, despite whoever is running, whatever regime it is, this has always been the plan, right? And they finally found two people that they think, and I think everybody can agree, based on their previous successes, can probably pull it off, right? With not by themselves, but with an army of incredibly talented and respected people. And yes, some of them worked for Walter Hamada. More than one of them worked for Walter Hamada.
I guess see the Zack Snyder movie in theaters. That was Snyder cut.
What in the one theater? The one
theater.
The one theater is going to be the one theater that Netflix owns that it's going to be playing in.
Oh, it's Netflix owns. Oh,
it's the Egyptian. It's playing in the Egyptian theater, right? Didn't Netflix? Netflix just
get Warner's permission to do that.
Well, I'm sure. Zach doesn't have. I don't think Zach has anything to do with it, does he? Isn't it like? Isn't it some other? Isn't it for a charity or something? And they're showing his movies and.
Oh, if it's for charity, then Warner Bros. Is like, okay, yeah, you could do it for that one.
I mean, like.
They won't say no to that.
Well, it's not like Warner Brothers. There are. I mean, there are places that. Warner Brothers. You could. If I wanted to show Justice League, we could get it. I could get Justice League. It's not like any. It's the Justice's Gray version. I think a reason it's the Justice's Gray version is because Warner Brothers has been planning a home video release of the Justice's Gray version for a very, very long time, and it's been held up forever. And one of the reasons that it's possibly been held up is that it never played in theaters. So it has to play in theaters before it comes out on home, physical release.
I'm not watching a comic book in gray ever. Okay, I need a comic. I mean, I like Werewolf by Night. Obviously, that was black and white. But I'm not watching like a comic book movie in gray where there's like people that costumes need color, man. It needs color.
The first time I saw Werewolf by Night was in full color, and I was telling everybody, "Oh, there's a full color version of it." And then a bunch of people called me a fucking liar, and then like a year later, here's the full color.
Yeah. They admitted that. Marvel Studios said there was a color version.
Can't you watch the color version? Can't you watch it?
Yeah, you can watch it. I didn't watch it though.
You could watch it. Yeah, they released it. Yeah.
People came at me with torches and fucking pitchforks, man. I was like, piss up a rope. You'll see.
Well, they what's his name? Michael. What's his last name?
Giacchino?
Yeah, he did say that before the colored version came out. He said they did shoot it in color, so that wasn't that surprising.
Yeah.
He was the one that begged them to make it black and white. They also were gonna put Blade in it, but then when they wrote the script, they're like, nah. They wrote him out.
Blade's not gonna ever come out.
Shooting in November.
They're shooting in November? Well,
yep.
Well, we still. I get that's what I was saying yesterday. I wonder if they'll announce the directors. If not,
they'll start shooting whether they have a director or not.
Oh,
I mean, they can.
Marshall Lee will direct it after.
Well, they got the B. They have their own B team, right? Their second unit.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna guess that the whatever previs, however, if the story, whatever previs was done, they're not just gonna pitch, right? Because so much previs carries through to the final, final render. So especially with these new AI-driven previs programs, they don't
think Blade. I mean, we think Fantastic Four might move to Blade's date next year.
Yeah, we still believe that.
Again, that's another one that Fantastic Four could very well, depending on how much the script, these scripts don't change so much that they throw all the previs out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
not like
and much like how Marvel used to make their comics, which was plot, art, script, that's kind of what they're doing with their movies now. Again, another thing I can't, they're storyboarding and pre-visiting these movies based on a plot, right? Not a full script, a treatment. And what hate?
Well, hey, I mean, the Guy Gardner costume kind of looks.
I
a
don't
little
hate. I
goofy,
appreciate.
or at
I know
least
what
the
they're
wig.
doing. I know what
The
they're
wig
doing.
looks
That's
a little
kind of
goofy.
the point, you know.
When I first saw Guy Gardner, I thought it was Jesse Plemons. I got to be honest.
Jesse Plemons.
Well, when I first saw it, and I just saw Superman and Guy Gardner in the frame, I thought it was Mr. Terrific stunt double because I didn't notice everything else. I was like, man, that's just his stunt double. What are they doing? They didn't even bother getting a black guy with a flat top to be a stunt double.
At least we get to see Isabel Merced actually be in a costume for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I see now the idea. Like, yeah, they have matching suits and on the same team and stuff,
their logos are all like she's got the Thanagarian Hawk logo on her arm.
Yeah.
Guy's got the GL
on
logo,
the
and
he has it on his belt. Kind of
and then Terrific's got his Fair Play logo, and then you can see the Lord Tech logo embossed on Guy Gardner's chest.
Okay, I didn't see
like
that.
a raised, it's like a raised pattern. On the front, Terrific's got it. Hawkgirl's got. They've all got that logo on their chest.
I remember when he announced, not when he announced, but when I forget which trade came out and said Sean Gunn was going to play Maxwell Lord. In that trade I read, I forget which one. They said they're not sure which project's going to be in. He's going to be in this project.
Well, so I thought it was already known he was going to be in Superman.
I think at the time,
Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
At the time of the trade. The trade, I think the trade said they're not sure that Sean Gunn was cast in the DCU Maxwell Lord, but I don't think they remembered they didn't. I don't think they said which DC.
Well, I mean, there was
it is this one, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there was no other project that was casting, so.
So there was in 2003 there was a miniseries called formerly known as the Justice League. And formerly known as the Justice League, a team called the Super Buddies is put together by former Justice League bankroller Maxwell Lord as a super team accessible to the common man. The team is considered more or less inept and incapable of being any help by many, including the actual Justice League. Members include Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Captain Atom, Elongated Man, Fire, Mary Marvel, Sue Dibney, Maxwell Lord, and Elron. And then there was a sequel in 2005 called I Can't Believe It's Not the Justice League.
Blue Beetle's Ted Cord, by the way. It's Ted Cord. Not the one not Jaime.
Yeah, but I mean, it could very well be Jaime Reyes in this. I'm going to guess that's the case.
But Maxwell Lord turns villain. He does a Blue Beetle.
Yeah, and I honestly don't see. I just don't see them. I think James Gunn is one of those people who thinks that DC did Max Lord wrong, and
you know what? That Max Lord was very different. But I think Pedro Pascal had a ball with it. I mean,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the comics. I think James Gunn is one of the people that did Maxwell Lord wrong in the comics.
When they turned him to a villain.
And they don't want, and they don't. Well, he's always kind of been shady, and that's fine, right? But don't make him, make him the Black King of Checkmate. Don't make him, I'm going to snap Blue Beetle's neck, and I'm going to shoot Blue Beetle. Yeah.
You mean they can channel when you
Yeah, they don't. Not every character. I mean, we keep saying that not every character needs to be this like mustache twirling villain where they gotta fucking kill the hero and shit.
He hated metahumans, right? He turned on metahumans, right? Because I don't know what I think something happened to his mother or grandma during a big, I don't know, something like that, and that obviously made him paranoid about metahumans eventually, and then but he was a metahuman himself. Remember, he is telekinetic. He has telepathy, right? I wonder if he'll have that. I wonder if he'll be. I wonder if that's that. I wonder if they'll have
He was
like,
no, he was met. He was. He's always been under somebody's control. Somebody's always had him. He had Metron. He built that computer. He had that computer that was
yeah.
that that controlling him. And then we later found out that he was a Manhunter robot in Millennium, in DC Millennium, that crossover.
And we know Degrassi, right? When Batman started distrusting metahumans because it was Zatanna did to him, mind raped him, right? And he got his memory back. That's when he started not trusting metahumans anymore because they felt like metahumans were abusing their abilities, their powers, right? Because you know what Batman is. And he created Brother Eye, right? Not to kill metahumans, but to keep an eye on them. And we know Maxwell Lord found that out, and that's when he kind of hijacked Maxwell Lord, and that's where all the Omax came from.
Yeah, I don't see ever. I really don't see Gunn ever entertaining that.
Well, the thing is, it's too similar. It's too similar to the Mutants, Sentinels, and the X-Men.
I just feel like it's not going to be more comedic, but a little bit lighter.
You know what the thing is? If you remember, watch X-Men '97. The Omax were humans that turned into those machines that hunted metahumans. Remember in X-Men '97, those Sentinels were humans that hunted mutants. Exact same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. But Omac is an old Jack Kirby character that has been repurposed multiple times. And
by the way, the rumor is that Lex Luthor does become president in this universe.
He's running for president by the end of the movie.
Yeah, he's going to win it too. Like he's winning, he's going to win it. What's a bigger deal? Lex Luthor running for presidency or Kingpin winning for mayor? What's the biggest deal in the world of comic movies?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like anything Marvel. I don't know. I'm gonna go see this movie in a couple weeks, and then I'll be able to check out again for a while. You know.
Mm-hmm. People's checking out.
Yeah, I don't know. I got movie talk is like the last thing I'm worried about right now.
Blind, is this picture better for you? You can see Guy Gardner's ass. I'm kidding.
Mm.
This Guy Gardner.
I don't know. James Gunn's pretty meticulous, man, and everybody that is with him on this show has been with him. This isn't their first rodeo with him, right?
No.
Some, barring most of the actors, there are a few of the actors that he's worked with before, but
Billion for sure,
he just doesn't leave shit to chance, man. He's meticulous as fuck, and everything has intent. There's a story behind everything. It may be an Easter egg to us, and we may look at it and go, cool, but there's a story behind it, and that story might not necessarily be told to us in wherever we're seeing it, but you just have to trust that there's a story there. And if you want to know more about it, there are hundreds and if not thousands of comics that you could read about Hawkgirl or Mr. Terrific or Guy Gardner. That was what I guess that's why I get so deep into things, is because I rabbit fucking hole everything, like.
Who was the one? Didn't Guy Gardner's wife get stuff in the fridge or freezer?
No, that's Kyle Rayner's girlfriend.
Kyle Rayner?
Yeah, that's Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
Was that Major Force?
Yeah, Major Force did that. Ron Mars and Daryl Banks did that. And then Gail Simone created a forum, an internet forum, and got famous and became a award-winning comic book writer based on that comic book fan forum that she created, the columns she wrote. And even a neologism. Even a neologism came out of it. Fridged. We fridged her. A new word, a neologism, a new phrase was coined.
There was a fridge. There was like a freezer kind of.
Yeah, because he cut her up and put her in the fridge.
No, he didn't cut her up. He just.
Oh, I thought he did.
No, he just bent her. He just twisted her up and stuck her in there. He didn't.
That phrase became actually kind of mainstream And I just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A neologism, it would be a
Yeah.
word that entered lexicon that didn't have a meaning, or
yeah. I- It was pretty much like DC. Like we have the same with Marvel has. Like Marvel used to be like Marvel was really dark, but DC when they go dark, their deaths, their stuff, their gore, their deaths is really much darker in Marvel because like you got the Joker, like the Joker himself, man.
Well, this
Joker
wasn't just
himself.
death though. I
Yeah,
mean,
not just death. No, you're
they
right.
they made
and it was kind of just like it
Speedy
was.
fucking a heroin addict.
Oh
And that was
yeah,
pretty dark.
they
Oh
yeah
yeah, yeah.
they go
Hard traveling heroes.
Yeah.
DC goes really deep when they want to go dark, like really deep. Really, you're not afraid, right?
Marvel does
Joker,
too, though. I don't read modern comics. Like I don't,
Marvel does. They do.
I'll read. I've got DC Infinite, right, and I read stuff that I'll read her, but I don't follow modern continuity like I used to.
Well, you should see recently, I think, well, not recently, today, the Marvel editor said that Marvel is thinking about a reboot.
Yeah, and you know what that
Brand new
reboot's probably going to be?
Oh man.
I'm not sure.
Just
Well, we're Peter Parker.
basically the movies,
Uh,
continuity
Oh,
in comics.
DC doesn't
oh
even do
boy.
that. When they do trying to do this, they're the universe. They didn't even do that content in the comics.
No,
Don't do that. I mean,
there's been a Zack Snyder's
you know,
DC Universe comic on the
You know
back
what
burner for
Degrassi,
3
you know what that
years.
is? You know what that is? It's telling you that you can't separate the two because the comics are not selling well. So they, you know what? It's might make it MCU adjacent. So maybe
It's not gonna.
lose
It's
sales.
this. The movies have
That's gonna
never.
piss off a lot of people
I
The
don't
who
think
read
movies have
comics.
never. The movies don't help
I know. I
No,
agree.
yeah.
I
anybody
don't
sell
think it's gonna
comics.
work. It's not.
They
gonna
will.
work.
They like overall, like sure they're gonna have, like DC's not doing these new these 2 new trade paperback initiatives for no reason, and you can see bumps in certain titles and stuff, but they don't move. The movies and shows don't move the needle that much unless
No,
there's
yeah.
huge news.
No. They don't. You could tell. We tell in the video game, Marvel video games. I mean, me and Blind had the discussion. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 came out right after Endgame. Endgame did not help that game at all in sales.
Yeah, well, I think that's because it was a Switch game.
It was a Switch, but
And the Nintendo audience never got well, they did on the Wii and
it
stuff,
was never
but
advertised either really well.
the second game was never on the Switch, which I
No.
mean, to put a
Also-
3 in the title of a game and not have the other 2.
And they can come back. Those people, the people that are gonna rebuttal on us, like without, they can say, "Oh, what about Spider-Man? Spider-Man's gonna just sell no matter what."
Well, yeah, but it's also on PlayStation,
Yeah, PlayStation.
and it's an exclusive, so
and it's a good game.
and it came out like late into the PlayStation 4.
And that's the only Marvel games on the consoles. Obviously, the phone, the game, what's it called? The one that came
Yeah,
out
there's a
2
couple.
years. The one that came
Snap?
out 2 years ago is doing very well. Snap is very
Yeah,
well.
Snap.
But that doesn't.
Yeah,
Has
I think
anyone
that
played
might be
this
it.
Star Wars Hunters?
No.
No, I saw a bit of that, and
Degrassi, yesterday's episode was pretty good. I like, you know what? No action. Pretty much moved the story, the dialogue.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the show just overall.
I
I don't have any
Blind didn't
problems
have to
with it.
see it, but I kind of told him last night. Like basically, I spoiled it.
yeah,
Whatever she's trying to do, I think I don't know. I get it. I see what she's doing, and
The heel turn. The double turn. The double turn's coming. All sexy creamer, whatever. That's what everybody's talking
or at least
about.
when I say I get it, I get what I'm interpreting, how
What are
I'm
you interpreting?
putting it together in my head and stuff.
Well, she's a big Kylo Ren fan. You could tell.
Yeah, it's just the end of the beginning of the end of the Jedi. you know.
Which we know doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, it does for a while. This is what I'm talking about is what we saw.
Oh,
Thematically, this is going to butt up against whether it's this season or when the show's over. It's going to
she did.
we're going to go, oh, okay, you know, whatever.
admit-
Well, the Sith haven't been seen for a millennia.
She
Okay,
did
sure, but
blinded.
this is what happened, and you didn't see, and
Yeah, so blinded. Did Layla Halen, right? Is that her name, right? Halen, right? She did say when the
For you mean the Leslie Headland?
Leslie Helen, she did admit that last week's episode when the Sith revealed himself, right? She did after that. She did admit that was not the original plan. The original plan was for him to kind of reveal himself in the second season.
The second season.
Yeah, yeah. She said she pretty much kind of not official.
yeah, they already
but
pitched. They already pitched the second season, and
Yeah.
then she said that when she pitched season 2, she told them she had notes for a third, and I'm pretty sure the second season's greenlit already. Would just they'll wait till.
Well, let's wait until the ending of this show because again, I think
It's
the
already
show
got
is
the
hindering
second
on.
highest. It's already got this. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. The show's got the second highest.
Well, I'm not
viewership
talking
numbers.
about whether the show moves forward. I'm talking about whether everybody is gonna like it moving forward. Because like I said, I think the mystery is gonna, whatever the mystery is, that has to be, like that has to again lead into more things. At this point now, if there is a second season or a third season too.
I'm team Sith on this, man. I don't want to be regulated by rules of the Jedi. You can't. Jedi, you're not allowed to feel anything. If you're a Jedi,
Yeah, I
you're not
don't.
allowed to feel
Yeah,
anything.
I don't think
I'm
he's a
sick of
Sith.
the
Yeah,
Jedi.
he tells Soul, well, a Jedi would refer to me, or a Jedi would call me Sith. He doesn't say I'm a Sith or anything. He says a Jedi would call me a Sith.
But he does believe in the Sith kind of way, though. Like,
yeah. That's what we were talking about yesterday.
None of the Knights of Ren,
kinda,
none of the Knights of Ren have lightsabers except for Kylo Ren.
That's true.
I mean, it's probably,
and we only. Know
I mean,
him
they're
as
moving
the
forward
leader.
with. I mean, the color scheme of the show in the title, it's blue and red. So I mean, it is still going to be about the Sith and the Jedi.
I'm going to go extreme as Creamer does with this, right? But he has a point because the Jedi are like, you can't feel anything, you can't do anything, and this is
he's like the Killmonger. He's like the Killmonger of
he's like
of the High Republic.
Like it says, anger, fear, desire, guilt, all that stuff leads to the dark side. But like me and Blind, like those are not all good things, but there's basic human emotion. Like, what can you do?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Yeah, I don't really. That's why I don't like the Jedi. The Jedi just seem.
Yeah, it's like Blind, like the Jedi, right? And people overcome that stuff. Right? Luke overcame that, that kind of stuff. Who else overcame?
Well, it makes things boring.
Yeah.
When you lack emotions, like what's the point of a TV show?
It's about, at least in my experience, has been about finding the balance, the gray area that where we compare it to
you
appease both sides of yourself.
We compare it to comic book heroes, where a lot of comic book heroes feel that. Batman, for example, feels guilt over his parents' death, but he finds a way to overcome it. He doesn't fall to becoming what his enemies become. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fall to that.
Some people would argue that in many respects, Batman is worse than his enemies.
Some people believe that, yeah, but Superman, right? Right? Like
no, I don't believe that Superman. He would have maybe a inkling of guilt about not being able to be everywhere.
Unless it's
Injustice.
They did have Injustice Superman. The guilt of killing Lois did turn him into a fascist.
But I mean, the point is that characters having different types of emotions make them interesting and they make them relatable, and that's why it's just hard to relate to the Jedi. I mean, not even monks. I mean, I know that George Lucas was trying to base them on Eastern mythology, but not mythology, religion. But
like Buddhist?
That's not what Buddhism is. Yeah. Buddhism is not about just like stripping away your emotions. It's about
It was more
acknowledging them.
Eastern mysticism, not necessarily
Yeah.
religion, but mysticism. That's
Well,
what I
Yeah,
saw.
the thing is,
Metaphysical.
Buddhism. I mean, Buddhism is kind of like all over the
Metaphysical, but
place. Some
more
people say it's not
spiritual.
even a
very
religion.
little
So
mysticism. Yeah, very little mysticism.
Buddhism is a religion. It is classified as a religion.
it's a religion, but if you look into it, like it's not really a religion. It's more of like a way of life, and that's
Oh,
why it's not. You're not
I know
beholden of any like scripture or anything like that. It's
I
more of
understand.
the idea. But yeah, I mean, people do consider it a religion.
People can use that for any religion though. Oh, it's more about the
Yeah, but not necessarily
Isn't
though. That's the
Jedi an
thing.
official religion now?
I don't know if Jedi
Yeah,
is
it
considered a
is.
religion, but the Force is like they treat it like a religion, right? The Force, like
Well, the
to
thing
me,
is, they are 100% a religion because they
it's like a
have to
cult.
follow a. Yeah, I would
Y-
say it's more like a cult, to be honest.
And the Sith is like the opposite of that, right? It's like
Because
maybe it's
if you're not, I mean, well, yeah, religion is like that. If you're not following the scripture, then I mean, are you religious? But the thing is, when it's like in a group setting like the
the thing.
Jedi, it just makes it,
The
I don't know, it
Sith,
makes it icky.
the Sith talk about. I mean, like it depends on the Sith, right? Because
Yeah.
Creamer, you could tell. I don't know if he wants to be like. I don't know if he wants to be like Palpatine, where Palpatine wants to set up a fascist, authoritarian government. Creamer doesn't sound like that. He cares about. It sounds like he wants freedom, right? It's all about freedom, right? And the Jedi did not.
hmm
Obviously, cannot really have that as a Jedi because he can't do this stuff or he can't feel this stuff, right? That's why I feel that's creepy.
Yeah,
That's
but
why.
why? That's the one
Yeah,
thing
that's
I
why.
never really understood. Why?
Why?
What is the
But
reason
maybe
behind that?
because
Besides, oh, it's just the dark side.
He was a Jedi a very long time ago. We know
Yep.
that he was betrayed by apparently his master, right,
Mhm.
or his Padawan, right,
he wants.
another Jedi. We just know he was a Jedi a very long time ago. He was betrayed by another Jedi,
And
and
you think it's Nestra, the Green Jedi.
yeah, because of the
Oh,
shape of the scar,
as the Jedi Master. Ooh, okay.
the
Yeah,
shape of
she's
the scar on his back looks like a whip scar. It's not a straight line. It's not like a
No,
lightsaber.
it's no. And
It's not like a lightsaber strike, like
Mm.
a regular lightsaber. It's got like a winding, almost a S shape, right?
and yes, and because
And she's awfully invested in keeping everything that's
yes,
going on
secretly.
a secret,
Because
right?
blind, what it means by the
Mm.
whip is because when they go investigate where it happened in episode 4 and 5, the deaths of the Jedi, where all that stuff. You know that alien creature they say don't turn the lightsaber on because you're talking about those creatures.
Yeah, she kills one of those giant
Yeah, and
beetles.
her lightsaber is a
Oh,
whip.
okay.
It's a whip. It's not a typical lightsaber, a normal lightsaber. Yeah, it's like a whip.
Oh,
She's got
okay, I see.
Yeah,
she's got a whip, a lightsaber whip.
yeah, yeah. And she was able to at that scene. She's able, as a force, right? You're able to go into the force and sense and visualize what
Mhm.
happened. And she did not mention at all to the party. Well, especially that guy who was with her, a possible rogue Jedi or a Sith, whatever. She did not mention it at all.
Mm.
And I feel like she knows.
And the camera, Leslie Headland's obviously giving her directors a lot of direction, right?
Yes.
Because they're little camera tricks in this show. Again, I hate to go to the whole Lucas thing where it's like a poem, it rhymes, right? But there's a lot of that going on in the show. Watch when Osha wakes up,
Mm-hmm.
how the camera moves.
You know what I thought?
and-
You know what the Degrassi? You know where the place he wakes up and where Creamer was hiding? I thought that was the same planet where Luke went off to.
Why does it say unnamed? Why did they give us the name of? We're 6 episodes in, and every planet that we visited in this show, they gave us the name of the planet,
And this one didn't.
except for this one. And instead of just leaving it blank, it says unnamed planet or unspecified planet. Why would they do that?
It looks because Brian looks very familiar.
It looks and sounds just like Octo from The Last Jedi. The place
and the
where
scenery. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
and the way it's shot, the
Mhm.
way she follows him, like Ray followed Luke, right?
Yeah.
This episode, it was very Last Jedi to me,
I remember this
right?
planet is very ancient too to the Jedi because there are Jedi temples there, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Even
islands
before.
surrounded by vast oceans, right?
Yeah.
And just like hilly, kind of like plateaus, right? And the little creatures, were those little creatures that was that the thing? Were those the
baby
things that
elephants?
that Luke was milking? That Luke was milking in the Last
I don't
Jedi?
know. They look like baby. They look like mini elephants because they had the nose.
Yeah, but didn't that big thing that Luke was milking look like a big like fat elephant thing?
Don't remind me of that scene of milking. I remember that.
You know what? But seriously, Brian, to think about it, they've 6 episodes in. They've shown us the name of every planet. Like when we get an establishing shot of this new planet, the title comes up, like it has in Rogue One and every other. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
And then we get to this planet that we've never seen before, where these 2 characters are, and it shows us an island, a mountainous island of like a grassy mountainous hilly island in the middle of a vast ocean, right? And it's like, misty and foggy, and there are rocky steps.
Very familiar.
And its title card and its establishing shot says unnamed or unspecified planet. I forget which. So again, my whole question is, why would they go to the trouble of saying unspecified planet instead of just leaving it blank, right? Because that just builds more mystery to me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, it's Acto, and they're like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? And I'm like, what do you mean? Why not?
Yeah,
why wouldn't?
Yeah, well, it's intentional. There's some intention to it.
Yeah, and again with this show, and she's not somebody, and even with James Gunn, I said everything has intent. They're incredibly they're incredibly thoughtful people. Regardless, nobody really knows them. Nobody knows who they are personally. You just see their work, and it never occurs to anybody that, man, maybe they really do care about this shit, and they're giving it their all and just trying to do it right and do right by the story, the franchise, and the fans and themselves, right? Why they don't want to, they're nobody's trying to make nerds mad, right? Nobody's trying to make racist, misogynist nerds mad, right? Artists are just trying to tell their fucking stories, and if they get a chance to do that in another person's sandbox, I don't have a problem with that.
The
Leslie Headland doesn't want to, she's like, I'm making this show so nobody watches it.
I never really understood. I mean, well,
I hope nobody watches.
It wasn't like she came out and said, I never read the source material. I mean, she seemed pretty well versed with the source material. She was talking about old Knights,
she's a Star Wars fan. She's like not, and I know everybody's like, I love Star Wars because it's hard not to love, right? But she seems to know her shit.
Right? Yeah, I never really got the impression that she was doing this. I don't know. There's some people, I think they come out and they kind of, they come out and they usually say the stuff where it's like, okay, yeah, we know that's what you're gonna say. That's your position. But it's not really about the source material. I seen the actress of one of the in this show was kind of doing that. Like, hey, we never had a female-centered figure, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, if you go ask George Lucas is like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? He's always I always had a strong female character, but I don't know.
Senator, right? Didn't she become a senator?
The point is, I don't this whole whether there is and isn't. It's not who cares, in my opinion. I don't care. It's just is the story good or not?
I mean, I think wasn't she being specifically talking about herself being the lead? I mean,
oh yeah,
In
It's
that
just
case, the actress, she was
Yeah.
saying no, it wasn't really like that. It was sort of like, hey,
what's her name?
there
The
hasn't been a
act-
Star Wars. Star Wars has always been male focus. And this is the first time where we're getting more of
last
a
two
female
shows is
perspective.
female focus. Last two shows.
Yeah,
Also,
she's
I
not.
don't know. I
I
think
mean,
she's not wrong in what she's saying.
yeah, she's not wrong. But again, and again, it's not necessarily there's a public relations
Star
reason
Wars
for
always has
everything these
strong.
people say. They're not really saying,
Star Wars always
you
has
know.
strong female characters.
Yeah, but I was saying last night, I was pointing to Aaron, well, there's a female site that I was pointing out. They're not really talking about the female characters. They were talking about the jacked Sith dude. So it's like,
Yes,
Oh
I,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
X.
yeah, right.
Yes,
So I mean, like the female
Sparkle Slay,
audience will
dude.
watch it, but they're also gonna kind of watch it
She's
for eye candy too,
she's a
right? So
Kylo Ren fan. That's what she got that from Kylo Ren. She's a Kylo Ren fan too.
I got
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my best friends, his wife. You know, she's a
What?
physician and very progressive. You know, and
Mhm.
and but like David Tennant, you know, she'll be like, yeah, I love
I just
he makes me damp. It's like what?
Yeah.
See some stuff
So you know,
recently. Well, I don't know if that's a.
no, nothing bad, was it?
I know. I don't know, but like
For what?
No,
what was it?
he doesn't like Jake. Telling J.K. Rowling to
Oh,
shut her fucking mouth, basically.
oh yeah. But the Harry
You're gonna
Potter
have, you
cast
know,
doesn't like J.K. Rowling. Nobody likes her in the Harry Potter cast. They distance themselves from her.
she's a shit
Yeah,
human.
they did.
I
They
mean,
did.
she's a shit human
And she
being.
and
That's
she
why.
and she copied Harry Potter. Just a minute. She did that. She plagiarized that stuff.
Well, now I guess now that Neil Gaiman's been thrown to the wolves, that doesn't matter anymore. Any plans that I wonder if any like,
Sandman.
yeah.
The day after Sandman 2 gets new cast announcements. No.
What's funny to me is that yeah, you know, if she did, there's a whole video. I'll get the video and put the link up. It's the dude's kind of annoying, but he gets the point across pretty well.
Not for some while, man. Not for a while.
They what are we talking about? Goddamn it, I just lost the plot. Branching off.
Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Like Tim Hunter and the Books of Magic and any characters that Gaiman created are probably like, "Grr."
he has a very it's Marvel character, Angela.
Yeah, a Mangold Swamp Thing is very Gaiman-y.
Yeah.
Gaiman had was it a one shot? I forget. It was Gaiman had a Swamp Thing short story.
What character?
And that's I believe a piece of Mangold Swamp Thing.
Oh man, he could
Victorian horror.
You could create EVS a comic gate.
No, God.
They've all gone crazy, haven't they? They've all lost their
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
minds.
What characters did Angela or Black Orchard, Color Astro?
No, Black Orchid is an old DC character that he just modernized. Everything that he created for DC, that was all work for hire stuff. He may have some creator participation points in, but DC Warner Brothers owns all of that shit. I forget what creator-owned titles he did do for DC, if he did any at all. But yeah, that's all. Those are all.
He did not create mainstream DC characters. He created more of their the Lucifer DC Comics, Mackenzie. What were they from? Vertical?
No, the version of Hell that Neil Gaiman used was created by Alan Moore in Swamp Thing. All of those Black Orchid was a DC miniseries. Sandman was a DC comic for I forget how many issues until they created the Vertigo imprint. Same with Garth Ennis's Hellblazer. All those books started out as DC books, and then they created the Vertigo imprint in the early 90s, and then they all moved to that.
What?
Doom Patrol. Grant Morrison took the Doom Patrol from being a basic superhero comic to being like this weird, like Kafka-esque, just trippy pseudo adventure psychoanalysis trip. But yeah, I don't know. I'm losing it here. Mr. Magoo's on. I'm watching Mr. Magoo. Yeah, Me TV
The
Tunes.
movie?
No, the actual cartoon, the original cartoon.
Who did the movie again? Was that
Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, I was thinking Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
No, a new channel. Me TV just launched a new over-the-air channel. It's on a couple streaming services too, called Me TV Tunes.
I can't believe Kate Blanchett actually bought a PS5 just to play Borderlands. I can't believe it's true.
That's method. That's like method acting.
Hey, that's real method acting instead of being your character 24/7.
To play Borderlands for a couple of minutes.
No, she seems to me like somebody who would go through and get 100% or get close.
100% in Borderlands?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know about that.
This is what she does. When she's not filming, she's in her trailer to play Borderlands.
I don't know. That's a fucking long ass game. How long? Let's see. I'm gonna go check right now.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised actors.
She at least completed the story campaign.
Yeah, because the movie's gonna be about the story. It's not gonna be like multiplayer in the movie. Yeah.
I like Eli Roth. I know Tim Miller directed some of this movie, but still Eli Roth's movie.
You know what? I appreciate Kate Blanchett doing that.
Yeah, completionist is 130 hours.
Oh.
For Borderlands 2.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a fucking long ass game. Main story's 30 hours. Main story and side quest is 50.
Maybe that's her rehearsal period. Either way, she's getting paid to play video games.
And actually, I think it's first pair. Actually,
I don't know. That sounds like PR to me.
It looks fun.
I like Borderlands, but I mean, it is a long
I don't know.
game.
She's a hip lady, man. I believe it.
What is the pre-sequel? I'm curious how long that is.
I like Jack Black definitely played Borderlands, man. He probably has a PS5 himself, like a long time ago.
Oh shit, the pre-sequel.
I can guarantee you that they have video games on their tour bus and their plane.
Yeah.
That when they tour, when Tenacious D tours. Yeah, they're both avid gamers.
It's nothing new, man. It's not just in the entertainment world. I mean, you got sports, sports. You have it in the locker room. They have like a Switch or whatever. They'll bring a Switch with them. Wrestlers do it now backstage.
I mean, I don't know. The actors don't really need to come out and say, "Oh yeah, I played it." I mean, look at what's his name?
You know what? I think they
Walter
should play the
Goggins.
video games because
Walter Goggins said he didn't play Fallout. That's fine. I don't really
think
care.
actors should play the video games because most video game movies were shit.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, though, I mean, for something like Fallout, are you gonna play all of them? That's a lot of hours. I mean, like
that's why I believe her.
I think
she seems to me like the type, especially if she's got kids. I don't know if she does or not.
Yeah, she has. I think she has kids. Yeah, I think she has big kids.
She's aging like fine wine.
Yo, do you think she comes back in Hunt for Golem?
She gets more attractive as she grows older.
She's 55.
It's just because I'm getting older, but man, she ain't cracking. And
she has 4 kids.
Yeah, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
She's 55.
Yeah, 55. That's it.
I'm good. She's only a year, like not even a year older than me.
She's a couple years old. Yeah. But you think she's coming back and Hunt for Golem? I know Gandalf is.
I think everybody will for a cameo, and then they'll cast younger people to play them like they did with The Hobbit.
Oh yeah. Because it's really, really weird. If you watch The Hobbit in the first Lord of the Rings movie, they show flashback scene of Bilbo.
Yeah, and Ian Holm plays Ian Holm plays him, and then they reshot.
It doesn't look anything like.
Yeah, and you got it, and that's stylistic. That's stylistic continuity.
Yeah,
and People don't get it, but it's right there. Just take it for what it is.
You don't need a younger Gandalf. I mean, Gandalf could be the same. Gandalf. I mean,
You're gonna get a younger Gandalf. It may be deep fake or
you don't need
whatever, but there's just no way.
Man. Gandalf is immortal.
Yeah, but there's just no way that you're gonna watch this movie that takes place roughly in the same time frame as Fellowship of the Ring and be like, yeah, that's them. No, there's just no way that they're going to be different actors.
Well, Gandalf is immortal, so
sure, and there's also other actors that will play him at a younger age. You know,
I don't know if they'll have the same. I don't know. It'll be like
it'll be a fucking cartoon deepfake.
If he's alive.
Because well, that's the other thing, man. Watch the behind the scenes of the making of The Hobbit and just look at how it's like elder abuse that it's hard to watch, you know. And there's this old man like sitting there. He looks half wasted, or like he hasn't slept, and they're just feeding him wine. He hasn't seen a script, right? And he's sitting on a green box in a room full of green shit, acting against a green cardboard cutout of a hobbit. And he's like, Jesus Christ, this isn't acting. What have I gotten myself into?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why the production for Hobbit was so disastrous compared to Lord of the Rings. I mean, Lord of the Rings must have been hard.
Lord of the Rings was a disaster too, both of them, because it was all last minute, man. Because they had to scramble.
Lord of the Rings, it did not affect the movies.
It made the movies better. All the bullshit that went on with those movies made them better, and it was all the bullshit that went on with the Hobbit movies made them worse.
Most of the cast went to Lord of the Rings. I know from John Davis, he wasn't like positive that these Lord of the Rings was going to hit like it has.
Nobody's positive that their movie's going to hit ever.
Oh,
that's a common misconception, I think, amongst the Gen Pop is that somehow, anyway.
Most actors lie. Yeah, I'll probably do this movie. I think this movie's gonna do well, and it doesn't do well.
Yeah, nobody's like, this is a hit. Oh, I know it's a hit. I mean, you can say it, but you don't really mean it.
The only one actor last year was truthful, and that was Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, but she's probably gonna. Her redemption tour's already started.
Oh,
she's got two. She's got one good movie on Max and another good movie coming in theaters, and
she's not hurt by Phantom Web. Nobody in that movie is actually hurt. Okay, like Sydney Sweeney is doing fine. Israel Merced is doing fine.
Except for that guy that played Ezekiel, he's probably done.
Oh man! And the other girl, I forget her name. I mean, she was just in Ghostbusters also. I think she'll be fine. Like.
Right? You know how many bad movies Arnold Schwarzenegger made?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like people think that one bad movie like is going to ruin somebody's career. They're dumb,
Well, I do think that is true, though. I mean, we were talking about what's that guy who played Gambit?
Oh, Taylor Kitsch. No, it's a bunch of movies that he started.
He's still. I mean, we found out. Yeah, he's still doing TV shows, but.
John Carter and Battleship did not launch him into a mainstream movie star.
Yeah,
those two were two bad movies, and they were like simultaneously around the same time. When did John Carter come out? 2010, 2012.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just that.
And
I think once you establish yourself, it's easier to they'll be like, yeah, it's okay. But I think if you're a rising star, yeah, I think it's more. Likely that you go down.
He was a lead in Battleship. That Battleship movie did not do well, despite having Liam Neeson and Skarsgård, right? But overall, that movie did not do that. I think that hurt his career. But he does star in some. He did star in Detective season 2 or 3. But he does have to.
Yeah, was it 2?
He's not a major star, but he's still
Yeah, he's still around, but he's not like what they
He's
were trying to do, right? They were trying to
got
push him as a
a
big movie star.
Because
he's leading Peter Berg's new Netflix Western.
yeah, so
And he is also the main character and executive producer of the new Terminal List movie
yeah.
on Amazon. So yeah, he's not hurting.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was him, right? Because he was a huge, like Friday Night Lights was a huge hit.
Yeah, and
Everyone
he's
was
still
surprised.
that's the thing. I mean, he's still a successful male model. I
Yeah,
believe he does like
just because,
voice. He has like he
right?
does. You'll hear his voice on commercials. Um,
Yeah, just because you become just because you don't break out into a huge movie star, which I
Yeah.
argue now nobody's a true movie star
Yeah,
now.
no one's really a true movie
It just
star
doesn't
now.
mean you're not successful, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
mean
mean, I'm just saying there's actors who can fall off and then just sort of fade into
and
obscurity,
there's
oh
actors.
yeah,
or
yeah,
they got
it
to
definitely
build them,
happens.
There's
or
some
they
actors that
build their
don't get
career
to.
back
There's
up.
some actors that don't get to the next. Like I'll compare it to sports. There's always sometimes in sports, like Degrassi, you know this already. There's some sports their potential is to be a superstar. Sometimes they don't reach their potential, but they end up becoming a solid player.
Yeah, but the other thing you got to
Yeah.
remember is that it's less than 1%.
Yeah,
It's less than 1% of 1% that become in any field
yeah.
become the exception. And that. Oh, I got to take a call. Let me. I'll be back on here in a second.
It's James Gunn, everybody.
Mhm.
So Degrassi, stop revealing links to these two idiots. It's us. We're the idiots blinded. Yeah, but I mean, like those two. I mean, he had two. Taylor Kitsch had
Yeah.
those two movies in a row that were really, really bad, though. They were,
Yeah, they were bad. They were.
oh, and yeah, and he Gambit. I mean, like he was miscast as Gambit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one that definitely, definitely. That's a good. There's others. I forget who.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a couple other people.
I feel like Lee Nielsen is getting to that point. Like he was, but he's starting to star in movies like Nick. You know, Nicolas Cage would just star in anything.
Misa back.
I feel like Liam Nielsen is like that point too, Landon, because he's starting in anything now. It doesn't matter what it is. Like
Oh, even Tom Hanks is kind of there. I mean, he
yeah,
made a bunch of Apple movies, and what was that first movie that he? It was one of the a movie that he directed with
Tom
Julia
Hanks.
Roberts, and it was like late 2000s, early 2010s. What was it called? Larry Crown. That was what it was called.
Larry Crown.
Um, that movie just kind of got dumped. That was the first time I was like, "Holy shit!" Tom Hanks isn't the major
No,
superstar that we think or
the
something. But
2010s, the 2010s has not been kind to. I mean, he has some solid movies in there. I mean, movies Captain Phillips. Yeah, like that's a great movie, but I can't think of any other great movies Tom Hanks has been in 2010s, 2020s, and even some in the previous decades. I mean, he has some bombs. He had like The Terminal.
I did not like that movie.
Yeah.
I just would not end. Just end your fucking
Tom,
movies, Steve.
I wish Tom Hanks went back to doing a lot more comedy. He was great as comedy.
I watched Bachelor Party the other day
Yeah,
because
and in the 80s, he was in the 80s. He was full on comedy.
I have a friend who is a very good friend of his, and yeah, he's still that funny guy, right?
Just go back to it. Go back to some kind of more. Go back to it, man, because his comedy stuff was great in the 80s, and even in the 90s, become did a little more serious films like Forrest Gump, Castaway, Green Mile. He still, but one of his greatest roles where he was serious and funny was like A League of Their Own. When he played an
Yeah,
asshole and like
Joe versus the volcano.
yeah,
That's a
like
great one. The Man with One Red Shoe. That's a great one.
one of my favorite movies is Scooch. Scooch.
Scooch.
It was it called? The Detective Dog? Is it called
Oh,
Scooch?
Turner and Hooch.
Turner Hooch, yeah.
Yeah, Scooch. No, I got to write that down.
That's a
Scooch.
good name.
That's a good wrestler name.
You
Scooch.
saw the one with John Candy, right?
What one with John Candy?
Was that Turner and Hooch or John? No, that was
Turner and Hooch was Tom Hanks, and then Jim Belushi had K-9, and Chuck Norris had Top Dog.
Oh yeah, John Belushi.
Jim Belushi, the man who gets mugged every 11 seconds.
People compare Chris Farley's death to John Belushi because they're very similar. Drug overdose and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Victims of their own success.
Oh yeah, like that's Chris Farley. Chris Farley, Chris Farley is a lot like Robin Williams. They love to entertain others, but they don't love themselves.
Robin Williams was with John Belushi the night that he died.
Oh really? Oh, by the way, Robin Williams' death is not drugs or anything like that. He was sober.
Robin Williams was with him. Robert De Niro. I forget. There's like a list of people that were with John Belushi that night, and that may have been in the room with him when he passed away.
Who? Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, like Robin Williams, Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm. You
the Chateau Marmont still is that place. That kind of place.
You haven't seen the Brat Pack doc yet?
No, I haven't. I think my wife and I are gonna watch it together.
It's blind. You know the Brat Pack. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's solid, man. I forgot the actor. Andrew, what's that game? Andrew McNally?
Andrew McCarthy.
McCarthy, yeah. He did the documentary.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, he was part of. Yeah, I mean, he was part of the Brat Pack, right? You know what they are? It's a bunch of '80s young actors, dominating the Hollywood scene, right? The upcoming, and they started like in every movie together. Like every movie you saw in the '80s, it was like the same people. You realize that, right? A lot of people in the '80s.
He was only ever. St. Elmo's Fire was the only Brat Pack movie, like Brat Pack specific movie I remember him being in.
Yeah, everybody in the Brat Pack was pretty much in that movie.
But he became incredibly prolific television director, directing sitcoms and stuff.
It's amazing. It's amazing that one article by Blum, I think his name is Blum or Bloom, just like ruined everything for them because they weren't like you could every 80s movie you could find one member of the Brat Pack, whether they're officially in the Brat Pack or associated, because there's a lot of guys they're still acting today. They're considered associated with that Brat Pack. Like Robert Downey
I completely forgot about Pretty in Pink. How could I forget Pretty in Pink?
Pretty in Pink, yeah. Well, Molly Ringwald was considered in the Brat Pack, right?
Less Than Zero is end stage. Less Than Zero is end stage Brat Pack.
Breakfast Club was mostly Brat Pack cast too. All of them were the Brat Pack.
Everybody in the Breakfast Club were Brat Packers.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, and it's people associated. Like Robert Downey Jr. apparently he may have been associated with them. John Cryer, Nicolas Cage. Who else? But yeah, it's like the main ones in the Brat Pack were the ones missing the Breakfast Club, Rob Lowe, and
Jesus Christ, he directed 22 episodes of The Blacklist.
Wow.
15 episodes of Orange is the New Black.
The Brat Pack did not hurt the careers of these actors. I mean, like Emilio Estevez had a successful career, and then after the Brat Pack stuff came out, right? He was successful after that. John Nelson actually kind of did. I mean, John Nelson's been acting, but he hasn't been making major stuff. He's kind of like small stuff. I think he doesn't like he doesn't like the spotlight anymore. John Nelson. There's nobody ever heard of him. He's like, I don't know what he's up to, but like, remember?
Is he not in that doc? Is he not in that documentary?
He's not in that doc. No. The doc.
I'll watch Suddenly Susan reruns if they're on.
Oh yeah, he interviews Emilio Estevez, Demi Moore, Ali McSheedy. Is that her name? Yeah, Ali McSheedy. Also Rob Lowe, and let's see who else is an interview. Not Molly Ringwald. No, she does not get it. John Cryer a little bit. Leah Thompson, because Leah Thompson may have been associated with them or not. like Michael J. Fox.
It was
And
anybody that was in a John Hughes movie or like a
Pretty
Cameron
much.
Crowe movie or an Amy
Yeah.
Heckerling movie or a Penelope Spheris movie. I mean, it was all those,
The thing is, I was going to this documentary. And I thought the documentary was about like the guy that wrote the article. I thought the documentary was about how the Brat Pack had so much power that they got to dictate every like major movies in the '80s. But that wasn't the case.
No, not at all. They were
No.
like little rascals, man. They were working for peanuts.
Yeah, that was not the case. I don't know. I guess the guy thought they're just like spoiled or something. I don't know, like, but you should actually watch it, man. Because it was not a bad. And look, like most of the people in the Brat Pack are doing fine these days. Emilio Estevez is doing okay, man. Adam Machidi is doing fine. Demi Moore is not in the major spotlight, but she still works a little bit. Bob Blow doing fine. It's like the Brat Pack hasn't really. That article has not really hurt majority of their career.
Demi Moore's on a comeback tour. Didn't she win the Best Actress award at Cannes this year?
Maybe.
She's got a big. It's like an independent horror movie. I forget. Is it Cronenberg's daughter?
Oh,
anyway, yeah, Demi Moore's got a new movie coming out that's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
What's it called?
She's fun. Oh, she was in Beavis. Oh yeah, she did do Beavis and Butthead. She was the villain's wife.
Yeah, with Bruce. Her and Bruce were
they were
the voices of the couple. Yeah.
They're in real life too, right?
Yeah, they've got 2-3 kids together.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 daughters, I think. Something like that.
She married. I remember, like, she had three husbands.
She was married to. Was she married to Emilio Estevez? They were together for a while.
Never married to Emilio. Freddie Moore, Bruce Willis, and Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know if she's in a relationship now, but she's fine.
What is her movie called?
Is it
The Substance.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, I just had it a minute ago. They're fine, man. Like that. I guess the guy who wrote the article just maybe felt they were like spoiled young actors, which most of them are. Most actors are spoiled in real life. They have money, right? When you're money, it's hard not to be spoiled, right? When you're rich,
I'm spoiled.
Yeah. When you're wealthy, it's hard not to be spoiled, right? Very hard.
It's hard not to be spoiled if you're not wealthy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true too.
But it's kind of relative. I'm sorry, I'm eating a mozzarella cheese stick wrapped in salami. You have to forgive me.
Pretty nice. What the hell?
Oh.
You. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard. Like, oh yeah, go watch. Oh, I gotta watch Axel Foley today. I know, blinded.
It's so good. It really is.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
some of the reviews and I was like, oh shit, for a movie that the reviews didn't drop.
Yeah, because
some of
me and
them are.
Blinder were talking about last night. I mean, there was no reviews as of last night, and we're like, is that a good thing?
That's usually how Netflix rolls.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it was kind of concerning when the
Netflix
director is a
don't-
first time like feature film.
The thing about Netflix, right? Netflix do not do a good job of promoting their films, right?
They don't have to.
They don't have like big premieres. They have like small premieres, like tiny premieres, right? Like for the public, it's for tiny premieres, right? They really don't.
They're not even really for the public. They're
No.
kind of
But
insider only. Like you need to have your agent or manager or somebody in the system hook you up with a seat.
If they're having big properties on Netflix, maybe they should have major premieres. I don't know. I mean, Rebel Moon.
Well, that was part of the deal that Paramount. It's a Paramount property, right? So
Hmm.
And so Paramount has to, it was part of the deal that Paramount made with Netflix whenever. However, a deal that I don't believe exists anymore, right? And this was kind of, and part of the reason why this movie's taken so long to finally drop is because of a back and forth that's been going on to try to get this movie in theaters, but it just, Netflix, it just wasn't going to happen.
Did you hear, Blinded? Did you hear about this? In Canada, it has something to do with Warner Brothers. Bell Telemusic Service files an injunction seeking to block Rogers from broadcasting Warner Brothers content.
That's pathetic.
I'll read the article for you. Bell Media is seeking an injunction to block Warner Brothers Discovery content from being broadcast after Rogers Communication Inc. takes over as the Canadian rights holder in January. In a court application filed on June 19th, the BCE Inc. Subsidiary said a license deal that was announced 9 days earlier between Warner Bros. And Rogers breached a non-compete provisions that Bell had in place when it previously acquired the rights to the content. The company also alleged in the court documents that Rogers induced Warner Brothers to breach its non-competition obligations to Bell Media, which has delivered certain Discovery programming in Canada for 30 years. Last month, Rogers said it has signed multi-year deals with Warner Brothers Discovery along with NBC Universal for their popular lifestyle and entertainment brands in Canada starting January 1st. That compromises television channels such as Discovery Channel Canada, Discovery Velocity, Discovery Science, and Animal Planet, to which Bell previously owned the Canadian programming rights. It also includes other licenses to Chorus Entertainment Inc., such as HGTV and the Food Network. In the statement, Rogers spokeswoman Sarah Schmidt said Bell's claims are without merit, and we will fight to make sure Canadians continue watching the programs they know and love. We look forward to bringing the content to Canadians across the country into our long-term partnership with Warner Bros. Discovery.
So wait, where was Rogers showing the content?
I don't know. That's because I didn't really watch that stuff. That's a good question.
Yeah, because I mean, Bell owns Crave, right? So what's the big deal?
Yeah, Bell does own Crave.
Yeah, and so that Crave has the rights to pretty much most Warner Brothers content.
But Warner Brothers is allowed to make deal with Crave himself. Warner Brothers is allowed to make deal with the Canadian company themselves if they wanted to.
Yeah, but I think they have like some contract because I mean everything that's like Warner Brothers, HBO Max, it usually goes to Crave.
It doesn't say anything about Crave in the.
This is weird. I mean, that's the problem when you have two fucking what do you call it? Telecommunication companies, and that's it.
These are the two biggest in Canada. I think that's the only ones we know is Bell.
No, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
Yeah, so that Netflix deal with Paramount was struck in 2018, and it was for an unspecified number of projects. This is before Paramount Plus, of course. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't believe that deal was extended, and the Beverly Hills Cop, the Axel F might be the final piece of that, and then we'll see where it ends up. I don't know if they have it in perpetuity. I'm sure there'll be a home video release, despite Netflix's insistence that there not be. So yeah, Paramount's just not going to let it die there. They'll put it out on Blu-ray and 4K, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Paramount's notorious for also, like with Paramount catalog titles, they're notorious for putting them on Blu-ray and making you think that they'll never be a 4K, and then several months later putting the 4K out. So, but they've also kind of rectified that. Paramount has their home video division has a program. It's like an all-in. They're $10.99, $11 US, and you get 4K disc, the Blu-ray, the DVD, and a digital code, 4-in-1 for $11 plus tax. And it's all their major catalog titles, like all your Jack Ryan movies, like Hunt for Red October. I know Cloverfield's one of them. I know the Quiet Place movies are in that list. All your big Paramount movies are trying this new thing, and it might work. I mean, that's a lot of stuff for $12. And here's what's appealing to a lot of people that have nostalgia for something that just feels like yesterday to me, the DVD. They come in, you know how DVD cases were bigger than Blu-ray or 4K cases? They're in the old traditional plastic DVD cases. And I have friends, you know, hardcore physical media friends who are like, that's the best thing about these. Okay, if you say so. It's not having all 4 formats available in one package. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna end it here, guys. It's almost in 2 hours because I might have another stream tonight, Batman related, maybe. But yeah, thank you guys for all listening. And you can find Blinded on his channel. You can find Degrassi on X. Yeah, if you want.
It's Twitter. The Supreme Court says it's Twitter.
Twitter.
The United States Supreme Court has ruled as their in their new place as our self-appointed rulers. But you know, they weren't appointed. They just appointed themselves as our new rulers. They were nominated and then confirmed to lifetime appointments, and then when this current makeup got seated, then they went ahead and took all the power for themselves. So they have said, and I'm gonna, you know, and I'm sure Elon would agree with them that, you know, since he's agreed with them on all this other crazy shit they've done over the last 2 weeks, that since they're not going to call it X, neither should we.
Yeah.
They actually issued there's a memo or something, some kind of edict went down through the court that says, yeah, we're not going to, for our purposes, it's going to be Twitter from now until the end of time. And we don't care what you. They said they told Zuckerberg the same thing.
So
Facebook is Facebook. We're not calling it Meta. Instagram is Instagram. We're not calling it Meta. We're not calling your shit Meta. We're not calling this dork stuff X for the Supreme Court's purposes until another party hijacks it and steals democracy back. This is what we're going to call it. Maybe the next guys will let you, you know, try to tell us what to do, you know.
All right, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Good day.
Peace.
Let's get this. Let's go.